Henra, me mamoti asye, a Ghanaian actress, Yvonne Nelson. Book I will release here. But a lot of people are just talking about asemo kan fa sa akode ho. But book no about in the life and in sensem bebre, okay? Inti ensem ni bia political, very political no. Eno na mede ebremo. Now one of the things Yvonne Nelson ekasa ewo book ni mu no was about President Akufo Addo turning out to be a monumental disappointment. Okay. Naturally say President Akufo Addo say ono Yvonne Nelson na onim say President Akufo Addo ba obeba ba be ye oman no eyi na so President Akufo Addo ba be say oman no Akufo Addo was a disappointment. That's what Yvonne Nelson is trying to say now. Let me read. I'll say award-winning actress and movie producer Yvonne Nelson, in her recent released memoir, posits that President Akufo Addo, contrary to the person he was projected to be while in opposition, has turned out to be a disappointment. The book means someone waka no. Send you Akufo Addo or opposition and you can't say Akufo Addo they say not say or you no nonsense man on penema corruption and cause Ghana no. Or say Akufo Addo eba be ye disappointment. As according to her, Nana Akufo Addo, who was presented as an incorruptible leader and the acted antidote to corruption in the public sector and political space, has fallen short of expectations. It is saying you can't say President Akufo Addo is incorruptible. Penny ema katashishene proye enkoso no. Ye can't gana katashishene proya e Akufo Addo no ba obeye ni ye no. Or say Akufo Addo ba be dani o mampeni ehun ze za anyama ni na na yentro na ni e dada ngana fo. Otro ni na book ni mo. I say he was said to be incorruptible, and Ghanaians thought he was going to be the antidote to mass stealing at the highest level, which is euphemized as corruption. Unfortunately for Ghana and those who trusted in him, he has turned out to be a monumental disappointment, whose government's unbridled borrowing, corruption, and reckless spending plunged the nation into economic doomsday. Inti book ni muno Yvonne Nelson, where's our try no. Let me read it again for those who don't have the book and think that Yvonne Nelson was just talking about the personal. I mean, this is also personal, but the political personal side, right? I say Yvonne Nelson has some or throw a book ni muni. I say he was said to be incorruptible, and Ghanaians thought he was going to be the antidote to mass stealing at the highest level. Yakase Akufo Addo, eyobia, or ye incorruptible. Ghana for a trimuno, ye nim se ono, and I say obe solve a solution, corruption solution. I say unfortunately for Ghana and those who trusted in him, he has turned out to be a monumental disappointment, whose government's unbridled borrowing, corruption, and reckless spending plunged the nation into economic doomsday. So, Yvonne Nelson's activism is deemed by many political critics as very important in President Akufo Addo's eventual first-term election in 2016, after he had failed on 2 consecutive occasions. As I say, Yvonne Nelson no, Yana Nkrofoka, say President Akufo Addo eba no 2016 ne kra no. Yvonne Nelson boy because so say doomsday must stop vigil na wo ye na. It really went a long way to help the opposition party. Also, the actress and movie producer, aside from being critical of the then National Democratic Congress government led by John Dramani Mahama, was a lead organizer of the famous Doomsday Vigil on May 16, 2015. The event was a public protest led mainly by people in the entertainment and art industry with the aim of putting pressure on the government to end the energy crisis that was confronting the nation at the time. However, since the election of the NPP into power in 2016 and their re-election in 2020, Yvonne Nelson, whose activities were deemed crucial to the NDC being voted out of office, has become critical of President Akufo Addo's government. I say in her newly released book, Yvonne Nelson, among other disclosures, revealed that she was contacted by a person close to the president to become the parliamentary candidate of the New Patriotic Party for the Ayawaso West Wagon constituency in the 2020 general elections. That is the 2020. Yebeka Yvonne Nelson. That is the MPP for the crown. Nanka omon pese ma Lydia beko. Na 2020 omon pese Yvonne Nelson eba betu ma Lydia. Na oni John Dumelo a contest. And you see, this raises a lot of questions, especially with John Dumelo case, because social Ayawaso West Wagon hona on the ticket of NDC keke John Dumelo standing on one best man Fred Nyama and so person standing. So does that mean se senya na ye pese yetia Yvonne Nelson ka so no so ba contest John Dumelo no sa John Dumelo ne the best man nso no obi ene wa hyeda etia sika say yemra me contest John Dumelo e was a seat na eso ana. Your guess is as good as mine. Also, while some critics have sought to dissociate her with the president and the MPP, the actress while some critics have sought to associate her with the president and the MPP, the actress in her book, while noting her disappointment in Akufo Addo's governance, emphasized that she certainly does not wish to associate with a politician who is projected as one thing but becomes the polar opposite of that when elected into office. Or see or no. Nkrofo associate no with Akufo Addo. But no ne onfa ne ho mo obi associate no with Akufo Addo. Na on pesa obe support obi a emra no wo opposition no oye bibi na so ba power no afi oye bibi differently opposite from emra no opposition no de wakan so obeye. So Yvonne Nelson book no any emra me hu say both MPP and NDC people were trying to be political about the book. Obi ba be posti asem bi MPP communicator bi e ba be posti asem no ka say Yvonne Nelson can say Yvonne Nelson atro book nim say mbra wo ye dum so my stop vigil no when to me ankwa ankoda fie because na NDC for person muku no e ho na NDC ni bi so e ba be screenshot say this part of the book a wono so be posti e ma MPP na o tre say onso Yvonne Nelson asem wa waka fe Akufo Addo ho eni. In fact Yvonne Nelson gra kan book ni mo say onu ne ho say oni Akufo Addo ekokotwa picture on say Yvonne Nelson ni Akufo Addo kokotwa picture after Akufo Addo win power. O say sa picture no koya woni Akufo Addo kokotwa no onu ne ho oni manka wankwa nkotwa that is here. And so that is what is going on. So this is it. I don't know what you think, but I'm going to try more join our comment box. Me that's it.